Hello everyone, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Nikhil, and this channel is basically a quiet corner on the internet where we slow down for a few minutes, talk about books, ideas, and life over what I like to imagine is a warm cup of coffee. And today's book is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Mr. Robin Sharma. Now, this is one of those books that many people have heard about, but not everyone actually sits down and reflects on. It's often placed in the self help category, but honestly, it reads more like a story, a conversation about success, burnout, purpose, and what happens when achievement stops feeling meaningful. Robin Sharma wrote this book as a fictional story centered around Julian Mantle, a highly successful lawyer who seemingly has everything: money, status, a Ferrari, and a life most people would chase. But internally, he is exhausted, stressed, and empty. After a sudden health crisis, Julian disappears from his old life and travels to the Himalayas, where he learns ancient wisdom from monks. When he returns, he shares those lessons with a former colleague, and through that conversation, the book unfolds. What makes this book interesting is its simplicity. It does not try to overwhelm you with complicated philosophy. Instead, it asks a very uncomfortable question. What if success without inner peace is just a well-decorated form of exhaustion? And today, I want to talk about 10 key ideas from this book and how they quietly apply to our everyday lives. Idea number 1: master your mind. The book emphasizes that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Most of us live reactively, letting the circumstances control our emotions. The idea here is simple: train your mind instead of being dragged by it. Idea number 2: purpose gives energy. Julian learns that the clarity of purpose creates a natural motivation. When you know why you are doing something, discipline stops feeling like a punishment. Idea number 3: small daily improvements matter the most. The book repeatedly stresses consistency over intensity. Tiny improvements done daily compound over time, very much like the interest in a bank account. Idea number 4: practice self-discipline. Discipline is presented not as a restriction, but as a freedom. When you control your habits stop controlling you. Idea number 5: respect time. Time is life itself. Wasting time is not just losing minutes, it's losing the moments you will never get back. Idea number 6: live fully in the present. Most anxiety comes from the future. Most regret comes from the past. The monks teach Julian to focus completely on the present moment because that's the only place life is actually unfolding. Idea number 7: serve others. True fulfillment, according to the book, comes from the contribution. Success feels empty when it serves only yourself. Idea number 8: take care of your body. Mental clarity is deeply connected to physical health. Movement, breathing, and energy management are treated as foundations, not optional extras. Idea number 9: protect your environment. What you read, what you watch, and what you listen shapes your thinking. The book encourages consciously choosing positive and meaningful inputs. Idea number 10: embrace simplicity. Perhaps the most symbolic lesson is Julian selling his Ferrari. It's not about rejecting wealth, it's about realizing that the possessions should serve life, not define it. Now, all of this sounds inspiring, but the real question is, how do we actually live this? Because reading wisdom and practicing wisdom are very different things. Here's how these ideas translate into our everyday lives. Start with mornings. Instead of reaching for your phone immediately, spend even 5 minutes sitting quietly. Let your mind settle before the world enters. The small pause changes how the entire day feels. Second, define one meaningful priority each day. Not 10 tasks, just one thing that truly matters. Completing that creates momentum and a sense of direction. Third, reduce mental noise. We constantly consume information without realizing its effects. Try being intentional about what you allow in your mind. Sometimes, peace is less about adding more and more about removing excess. Fourth, move your body daily. It doesn't have to be intense. A walk, stretching, or a simple breathing exercise can reset your mental state more effectively than scrolling endlessly for distraction. Fifth, practice gratitude occasionally. The book reminds us that dissatisfaction often comes from focusing only on what's missing instead of noticing what already exists. And maybe the most important takeaway is this: slow down enough to actually experience your own life. Many of us are always preparing for the next milestone, the next success, the next upgrade. But fulfillment rarely lives in the next. It quietly waits in the present moment we keep postponing. The monk did not sell his Ferrari because success is wrong. He sold it because he realized success without awareness becomes a race with no finish line. So, is this book revolutionary? Maybe not in terms of new ideas, but sometimes we don't need new wisdom. We need reminders of the truth we already know, but the one we forgot while rushing through the life. The monk who sold his Ferrari works because it feels like a conversation with someone who has already run the race and has turned back to say, slow down. You don't have to lose yourself to win. If you have read this book, I would love to know what stayed with you the most. And if you haven't, maybe this is your sign to pick it up. Not as a productivity manual, but as a quiet reflection. Because sometimes the real transformation does not come from changing your life overnight, but from changing how you live today. And with that, me Nikhil, signing off. We will meet again soon with another book, another quiet conversation, and another cup of coffee. Until then, take care. Share this video with a fellow reader and keep turning the page. Thank you.